Thank you for joining me today. We'll be taking a look at the Azure Portal and going over some of the basic functionalities of the portal that we have available to us. So the first time that you log into the Azure Portal, you'll probably get a dialog window asking you to take a tour, but we can go ahead and just skip over that for now, and we'll just dive right into what we have here available to us. So up at the top left, these three little bars are going to be what toggles your portal menu, which is going to be the main functionality of where we get everything from in the Azure portal here. So let's go ahead and we'll open the dashboard, and that'll take us to what is known as the Azure dashboard here. This is kind of like your start menu in Windows, where you can pin pin different functionalities, move things around, and just kind of stay organized within this dashboard window here. So up at the top right here, we have a little gear icon, which will take us into our portal settings. This will be settings that are embedded in our own personal Azure account here. So anything that you see in this window here is going to be tied to your account specifically. So you can change the theme, change the view, change how things are laid out. It just gives you some more functionality as to how things are displayed in Azure for you. Let's go ahead and close out of that. Next to that, we have a little bell icon, which that will be for our notifications. And these little windows here that pop open, this one says notifications at the top. This one said portal settings. These are referred to as blades. Those are kind of like the central hub for where the functionality is stored of each one of these little icons here. So in this notifications blade, you'll see notifications, pertaining to your account as well as other people whose accounts you manage. We can go ahead and close out of that. Now let's take a look back in our favorites menu over here, and let's go to Azure Active Directory. So from here, you have some functionality relating to Active Directory. So you have different checkboxes here that you can toggle between that will bring up different filter results. So yeah, for like user authentication, we have 7 different options here, and we can break things down based upon what we're looking for in here. All right, so let's go ahead and close out of that. Let's go down to our service health tab or pin here from our dashboard. And so from here, we have the ability to take a look at what's going on within the device health of our Azure portal here. Just give you some more information about, you can select whichever subscriptions you want to refer to here, as well as break it down by region or even service here. And they'll bring back different results based upon whatever you have filtered in there. Let's close out of that. And now let's take a look at our monitor overview here. So this will give you a brief overview about, some analytics and statistics about what's going on within your system. And you can take a look at the different metrics and queries you have available to us here. And they can kind of give you a better breakdown as to what's actually happening on the back end there. Let's take a look at our activity log. And you'll see here we have the time span set as the last 6 hours, but we have the ability to put in whatever we want here, depending on when the incident actually took place. So let's say, we want to take a look, something happened within the past 2 weeks, we can go ahead and select that, and it'll filter our results based upon whatever we put in up there. So let's go ahead and close out of our activity log here. Let's take a look at our marketplace tile. So this is actually the Azure Marketplace, and we can actually install different applications based upon what we need. If you ever find yourself lacking for an application, you can come into here and take a look and see if it's underneath one of the services here, and you can set things up on your end there. So that way you have the ability to access that application as needed down the road. Let's go ahead and close out of this. Let's take a look back at our favorites menu again. Let's go down to help and support, open up that blade. So here we actually have the ability to create a new ticket, and that we would do that by using this new support request link here. If we go ahead and click on that, it's going to open up another dialog window here where we can select what our um, issue falls under. Say we have a billing issue here. We can input whatever we need to, so that way the issue can be handled in a timely manner here. All right, so let's go ahead and close out of this support request here, and that's okay. We don't have we don't have to save those options there. All right, so now let's go back to our favorites menu again, and let's take a look at our resource groups blade here. Let's go ahead and select our resource group. You'll notice here from this resource group, we actually have a little pin icon up here at the top right. And that's actually, if we hover over that, it says pin blade to dashboard. So if we go ahead and select that, we'll notice that our resource group is actually pinned to our dashboard here. So now if we want to go back to our dashboard, we'll notice that our resource group be pinned is actually right here for us. And we have the ability to interact with that blade directly from our dashboard here, rather than having to actually go into that blade specifically. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the pricing calculator here. And this is just for, different breakdowns of different billing for other different applications that you might need as far as setting up, virtual environments or other services that you might need to request through Azure. So let's go ahead and go to compute here, and let's select virtual machines. And now scroll down and take a look at our different virtual machine options here. And we have things broken down, by region as well as operating system. And these different options will alter the pricing structure depending upon what's available and what's set up on the back end. And you can play around with those and just see how things are affected. Down here is how things are all broken down, and all your changes up here will be reflected down here, and you can extrapolate them based upon all the different needs that your company might have, and the different tiers that we might actually need to implement here. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so that about does it for everything as far as an introduction to the Azure portal. I hope that this was informative for you and you're able to start using this at your earliest convenience. All right, thanks a lot for sticking with me and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, bye.